Welcome everyone to another episode of Thoughts on Education from collegedunia.com. We have with us Professor Nancy Johnson. She is currently the head of placements and learning and development at Oxford Educational Institutions. Ma'am has more than 14 years of experience in the education sector, starting off being a quants trainer at Time Education, and she has held multiple positions in multiple organizations throughout her 14 years. So we are glad to have you here, ma'am. It's really an honor that you are here with us.
Thank you so much, Dipankar, for your warm welcome, though.
Thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, starting off, like I have mentioned that you have 14 years of vast experience throughout your career in education sector. So, what has kept you connected to the education sector? What propels you? What motivates you to be connected to this sector?
Okay. Or if you could say that, what is that pushing me towards the educational industry always is, of course, a person who is, cling to the educational industry is a person who really wants to serve for the students.
Yes,
the same as I. So I am no different in that. My passion towards grooming young ones towards their betterment is the one which always motivates and inspires me to take forward. Anything for the students, yes, I will be there first.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, going ahead, you have been the head of placements at Oxford Educational Institutions. So, what has been your philosophy of leadership till now? How would you describe your leadership style?
Right. Actually, to begin with, as humans, we are all having some kind of accountability towards the society. Yes. We all have, as humans generally. So in that way, I channelize my passion towards education and how education could streamline a student's life, the betterment towards a productivity in his career growth. So that is one of the major philosophies which I always stick on to. My philosophy for leadership is much focused on core values and principles and perspectives I choose decision making. I believe in a leadership style which is not only considering the inputs of my team but also the inputs of my students, because this department works only for them.
Yes,
this is completely for their career perspective. So I strongly believe we as a team, my department, my team, as well as the students, inclusive of their department heads, their faculty, the entire institution is one team working towards the career perspective of the student. And this is the major philosophy. The philosophy of leadership is not just a person who is, instructing or going on a, authoritative. No, it is a democratic leadership. It is a leadership wherein we take everybody's opinion, point of views, and take it forward for the betterment of the institution and the students.
Okay, ma'am. That's so good to hear that everyone's opinions and everyone's suggestions are taken into account, and then we move forward at Oxford Educational Institutions for what is best for the students. So, ma'am, moving on to the next question. As you're the head of placements at Oxford Educational Institutions, ma'am, I believe that there would be a different team handling marketing and administration and all those things for the institutions. But placements are very directly related to how the college image is projected outside. So what inputs do you give there, and how do you strategize? How do you help in strategizing the marketing, the image building of the institute?
Okay. So unlike our, advertising or marketing for our admissions, placement is quite different because we emphasize on how many students have really got the offers from our institution, how many of them have been successfully placed in their dream jobs, in their dream companies. Yes. So here the strategy of marketing has to be quite different and ensure that we have to be, a full-fledged, person in social media campaign. So that is much important. Even if a single student gets placed in any of the companies and he or she really celebrates his joy and success, it is we department together, we celebrate the success by small little campaigns in social media. So we ensure that our success of placing students stands out in this, because today social media is the big platform wherein we could reach to humpty of people. So in this way, there are lots of aspiring young people who are active in social media.
Yes, ma'am.
So when they get to know that, yes, Oxford is holistically working towards the students' benefit and their career, of course, yes, social media plays a very important role in me reaching all the young minds. The students being our important stakeholders, their feedback stands, vital for our marketing strategies as well.
Okay, ma'am. So, like you said, that admission is a different aspect and placements is a different aspect. So placements would be more about projecting what your students are capable of for the companies, right? So
yes.
Yes, ma'am. So we completely understand that is very aptly put, ma'am. So, ma'am,
correct.
As we are talking about placements, how is the curriculum at Oxford educational institutions ensure the best practices of the industry? Many a times at many forums we have heard that corporates complain that the current graduates or postgraduates are not industry ready. So how does Oxford answer that?
You're right. Because young people today, they have not focused on upskilling themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
So, meeting their expectations, of the corporates, of the industry, or whatever the industry is, be it engineering or management or even in medical industry, wherever it is, the students upskilling themselves is very less. Now, coming to our Oxford's curriculum, so apart from what our parent universities provide us, the curriculum, apart from that, we have our own curriculum of designing according to the perspective of the society and according to the perspective of the corporates and the industries our students are going to launch themselves into. So our main curriculum focus on personality, attitude, the behavioral skills, what we call it as soft skills. Soft skills cannot be mended. It cannot be, taught. It has to be imbibed within the student. So until and unless we stand as an example, I don't think so that can be imbibed inside the students. So we as Oxford, right from my chairman, Shri SNLV Narasimha Raju Garu, and the former chairman, Shri Narasa Raju sir, starting from them, all the management, the heads of the departments, the principals, faculty, everybody put together, we stand as an example to our students to ensure that this is what the industry is expecting from the student.
Okay, ma'am. I think the whole of the top management is focused on that okay, the students get what the industries are asking for.
Yes.
So, ma'am, going forward, while I was going through the institute's curriculum and everything, I went through the placement brochure of Oxford Educational Institution. And I was pleased to know that there is a detailed process that you follow to get your students prepared for placement process and make them corporate friendly. So, ma'am, can you please elaborate for the benefit of our audience that what is the complete detailed process that you follow and how they are prepared and how do you...
Sure. See, every human being gradually grows to meet the society's expectations. Right from the baby, a baby crawls, a baby walks, a baby runs, and then, physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, a person tends to groom himself or herself to meet up that expectation of the society or, for a basic living though. So I do concentrate on that, aspect. So when a student just joins an institution and finally he comes to the final year, and we cannot say that he or she is totally ready to meet up the industry expectations. No. It is a slow by slow process right from the day one of his presence in our institution. We at Oxford, we focus right from day one. Say for instance, I consider an engineering student. Right from year one, he is being groomed inch by inch, be it the way he communicates, be it the way he behaves, be it the way he carries his attitude, be it the way he talks and listens. So each and everything is being taken into care so that the student never faces any kind of critical situation where he or she regrets that he has not been equipped all these years.
Okay. So, ma'am, the next question is, what is the Oxford Education Institute's vision for the next few years? What does it see that it is the biggest opportunity that the institute has in the next 5 years, 10 years? Where does the priority lie for Oxford Group of Institutions?
Vision in the sense, always the vision is for the betterment of the student. So today, our vision is focusing on how our students are going to be better tomorrow. So developing the competencies among students is the biggest vision, what we see, because every day is a process of learning. So as we learn from every one single pass out batch of students, what next I can work on for the betterment of the students. Now coming to my department, coming to my placement, oriented placements and learning and development, every year we find, not even every year, every moment, probably we see some kind of a new technology is getting imbibed into this world.
Yes.
So preparing the students according to that technology is my accountability and my responsibility. So as educationalists, we cannot afford to miss those opportunities of what, So building that competencies among the students is our greatest vision. It's our greatest mission as well as the vision as well. To increase the ease of, to higher education, that is mainly important. How do we counsel the students? How do we ensure that the students are focusing towards their career as well as on higher education? Because there's lots of confusions among students these days. What do we do next? What do we do next? Simple, a student asks, is it okay for me to take an MBA after my engineering? So the student doesn't know there are various, streams of MBA apart from HR, marketing, and finance. For him to develop his career in operations, in management, in technical industry, there are so much of business administration courses available for him. So exploring, so we look into our learning also. Every day we start learning. We keep learning every day to access our students' questions as well. And to continuously assist students towards achieving their goals. So that is one of our greatest missions, I would say. Ensure to embrace new technologies in our institution and various modes of accessing these technologies for our students' sake, so that our students become industry ready.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I guess the way you have structured the whole process of grooming the students from the day one itself, that truly reflects in the vision that you have, that your institution also has, that in the next 5 years to 10 years, every student should be ready to face any challenge. Yes. And he or she should not feel that we are not equipped, we are not capable
yes.
of handling this challenge. So that is very appreciable, ma'am. That
Oxford follows our age society.
Pardon, ma'am. Your voice broke in between. Can you please repeat that?
Yeah. Oxford follows its AGs as Children's Education Society. So this itself says that this is for education of our children, education of our students. So our students stand as the first priority for the Oxford.
Perfect, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question is, what is one thing that you would like people and students to know about your institute that they may not know outside of the campus? Maybe only the faculties, only the administration knows that, okay, this is something unique to Oxford educational institutions, and you would like everyone to know, okay, that this is something that we are proud of.
The importance what we give to the development of the students.
Okay, ma'am, the importance that
we give for the development of the students.
Okay.
So apart from what he or she learns from a family of his or hers, Oxford always stands as a second family for him or her.
Okay, ma'am, perfect. So, ma'am, as we have talked about the strength, so do you see any other strength, or does that for the Oxford educational institutions, do you see any one thing as the greatest strength that it has uh, among all the competitors, or maybe all other colleges?
Yes, our highest motivating and encouraging chairman, Sri SNLV Narasimha Garu sir. So he is the greatest strength of the entire Oxford educational institutions, because he has been one of the very motivating and inspiring personality for every one of us. So when we come out with any kind of perspectives on bringing new strategies for the development of our students and for our curriculum, he never says no. He always analyzes and he says, gives for a betterment. He encourages for the betterment of the students, anything for the students. So he is the greatest strength, I could say. Next coming is our entire team. As I said, our entire Oxford educational institutions, every principals, the heads of the departments, the faculty, all the employees of our Oxford, and of course our students and our students' parents. These all them, all they play a very important role in bringing the strength to our Oxford family.
Perfect, man. Being led by such a positive and such a forward-looking person would be an inspiration in itself.
Yes.
Ma'am, as we have talked about strengths, do you see any challenges to the education sector, as you have worked so many years in the sector? Do you see any challenges to the education sector in general? And if you see any specific challenge to our school education institutions specifically?
Okay. Challenges are actually common in group. Everybody faces challenges. I mean, everybody comes across challenges. Challenges is very common. But how do we entitle ourselves to face them, and how do we prepare ourselves? Anticipation, that is much needed. As an educationist, I should know what could be the situation tomorrow and prepare myself today so that I never put my students under stake. Preparation, preparation to face that challenge, plays an important role for the success of an educational industry.
Okay, ma'am. Perfect. And ma'am, any suggestions that you would like to give to youth and aspiring students who are looking forward to take up a career in maybe get a graduation, or looking at the industry, okay, I want to work somewhere, or maybe get a post-graduation?
Yeah. One thing amongst students of these days, we see that they get scared of challenges. They get scared of criticism. They are not prepared to face the world of, I would say, a mini Jurassic Park. They have to be prepared to face that adventure in their world, in this world. So face challenges. Come on, you prepare yourself to face challenges. If I don't start facing challenges, I'm not prepared for a success in my life, because I'm always living in my comfort zone. So living in comfort zone would never allow me to explore the options. It would never allow me to explore the available resources around this world, beautiful resources around this world, beautiful options around this world. And the belief in yourself only takes you to heights. Most of the students, I believe in others when compared to myself. I don't believe in myself, but I have the belief on others. I have the belief on my friend that he or she will really succeed. But where am I? When I ask any of the students, how did your interview go on? Okay, ma'am, how did she perform? Yeah, ma'am, I think she performed really well. These are the kinds of answers which they give. Yeah, why don't I say that? Yes, I did perform well. So preparation is not reaching, to the expected level of the panelists or of the company. So belief in ourselves, preparation, prioritize what I need to do first, what I need to do next, what I need to do next. The priority is missing among students. Prioritize your tasks on a daily basis. And then, you will know where to focus and what to focus, and reaching goal is not going to be a big deal. So all these, small stuff which to be taken care of, I'm very sure that the success rate or the reaching towards success is going to be, on a faster mode. And one more thing which I would like to tell to the young people around here is respect your parents. Always keep them in front of you. Whatever the decision you take, whatever the decision it may be, it can be a small little decision also, but keep your parents right in front. You know where you're going to take your life towards. So as we say, Mata Pita Guru Devam, acknowledge your teachers. So once I shift myself from the parents, the next important person for me to acknowledge in my life is my teachers. It's without my teachers, but for them, I don't think so. Exploring yourself in your career world is going to be completely fruitful.
Perfect, ma'am. I guess a lot of I can relate to that, and many of the audience would also be able to relate to that. The fact that you need to be open to opportunities, like you said. You need to be open and not confined that, okay, I want to do only this. And explore the opportunities that are there. There are so many.
Correct.
Perfect.
Correct.
Going forward, one last question for you from my end would be, how do you establish a healthy relationship and environment in Oxford educational institution between the students and the administration and the various teams that are working? So maybe the top management, maybe the placement team, and how do you establish a healthy relationship and environment of accessibility? How do you become?
Very simple, Deepankar. A very simple answer for this question. Respect each other. That's the only mantra what we follow here in our institutions. The respect what we render to every single person next to us is what the biggest strength of our team, the entire team.
Perfect, ma'am. Ma'am, any other point that you want our audience to know about, any point that we may have missed, you want to put in, then you can surely do it here.
Okay. Nothing much though. We have covered everything. We are living in a challenging situation right now, pandemic. Now, among this, pandemic situation, the biggest challenge is education right now. People struggling to get educated. Nook and corner of the world, throughout. There are so many young children who have missed that opportunity of getting themselves educated also. Yes. So I would always want the young people around here who is watching this video, who is, young people around here, support the education system. Probably, one person can look into the other person, it's like transferring of knowledge, just sharing the knowledge. So this is more than enough to keep our India united in education today. Among this pandemic situation, I'm sure that sharing our knowledge would play a vital, important role for those children who are missing their education.
Perfect, ma'am. Perfect. And all around view of the education system. That is perfect to end this discussion. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking time out and interacting with us at collegedunia.com. And we are so thankful that I hope that we can interact again and continue this interaction so that we can have engage our audience better. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you so much, Deepankar, for a beautiful opportunity for me to represent my institutions and to talk on behalf of every one of them, and especially about today's placement. That is a major important people looking for their career. So thank you once again for giving me an opportunity to express my opinion and my thoughts.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.